Very good evening to everybody and welcome to this next in our Music Revival online live stream series. This is Christopher Dyken coming to you from our home in KwaZulu-Natal. This is Saturday evening, the 18th of December, and another in our in-concert series. It's a very cool day. I keep complaining about this grey weather. Everyone says to me, well, just be thankful that it's not steamingly hot. But I'm very surprised that it's almost the middle of summer. It's almost the 21st of December. And in fact, it's a very, very cool, very chilly day yesterday and today. Really, very, very cool indeed. And so this evening I am playing a selection of music for you, which I hope you're going to enjoy. It's our program Classic Adventures, which means there's a little bit of music that's off the beaten track, away from the very standard classic war horses. And this evening's program is a rather gentle but also rather delicate series of pieces that I've put together, and all of them have a very calming and I think quite there's a sort of pulse, that's a gentle pulse which runs through the entire program. And I really hope you're going to enjoy the selection. I hope you can enjoy the music with me. I hope you can stay with us for the next hour or so and enjoy the selection of images. We've got some extra images and some beautiful scenes, I think, which Barry's going to capture on the camera this evening, and I hope you're going to enjoy the selection of images and music which we are going to offer you. First of all, just to remind you, I am playing on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, in our piano hour selection session at 6 p.m. I am playing a selection of standard Christmas carols with the text on the screen for you to sing along. So if you haven't entered the Christmas spirit yet and you are looking for a possible entry into this Christmas festivity, then please do join us, because even if you're not singing along, you can sing along. You can all gather around and sing along at home. I'll just be playing very straight carols as we all know them. And even if you don't, you'll, I'm sure, enjoy the text and the words of the carols as they come up. As Barry said to me just now, he said I should call this selection of words and music that you can sing along at home to, I should call it karaoke, as opposed to karaoke. So karaoke, that'll be on Wednesday at 6 p.m. But on with the music. So I'm going to start off this evening's selection with a beautiful piece by Franz Schubert. It's actually a song, Serenade, a beautiful love song. I was asked by one of our great supporters, Humphrey in Boksburg, several months ago to play this, and I've played it a few times. Every time I think I get a little bit better. It's amazing what actually living with a piece of music, playing it again and again and again, no matter how much you practice, but just living with it really, really helps. After that Serenade, when this is the arrangement by Liszt, Franz Liszt, I'm playing another very beautiful little piece which I've never played before, an Allegretto, also by Franz Schubert. Schubert apparently wrote this for one of his very close friends who was leaving Vienna to take up a governmental position as a kind of ambassador in Venice. And it's a very poignant, it's a very beautiful little piece. There's something very heartfelt and very quite solitary about it, but at the same time there's a beautiful sense of warmth in the middle section. Very charming piece, a single little movement that he wrote, Allegretto by Franz Schubert. I'll then move on to one of my favorites, the slow movement from Haydn's great A-flat major sonata. This is a really, really beautiful piece, quite extended, quite a substantial, long, slow movement for a Haydn sonata. And then I end off, keeping with the Viennese theme, I end off with a Minuet by Ludwig van Beethoven. Really love this piece. There's a wonderful warmth to it and this beautiful, gentle rhythm from the sonata opus 31, number 3 in E-flat. So this is two pieces by Schubert, one by Haydn, an Adagio from the sonata in A-flat, and the Minuet from sonata in E-flat by Beethoven, to start this evening's program. That selection of four pieces to start this evening's in-concert session. I'm feeling a little bit nervous tonight, I'm not sure why. Four pieces there. I started off with Schubert's Serenade, a transcription of the song as made by Franz Liszt. The pianist Franz Liszt rewrote that, putting the voice and the piano part together and extemporized this fascinating little tone. That little echo, that little way that the melody echoes itself, which is very unusual. That was Liszt's idea, and not Schubert. And after that, a Schubert Allegretto. I think something in that music depicts the, as I say, the loss, also the joy and the love that he maybe have felt for his friend who was leaving, and something of the Venetian waves, the gentle undulation of the water, maybe even in that piece. So very, very poignant. There's something very delicate and very precise about that music. I then ended off with the great Adagio from the A-flat major sonata by Haydn. Really lovely piece. There's such beautiful richness in that. And then the Minuet from the Sonata in E-flat, Opus 31, number 3, by Ludwig van Beethoven. I'm going to go on to two pieces by Handel, George Frederic Handel. First of all, a transcription by the great pianist Wilhelm Kempff of a minuet. I have no idea where the actual minuet came from in Handel's output, in his repertoire. Certainly wasn't a piano piece, but Kempff writes a very beautiful version, and it's such lovely chords. It's a very sort of romanticized Baroque minuet, you might say, from the 17th century, in a very mid-20th century view. And then I'm going to play an authentic piece by Handel, the opening Adagio from his Suite number 2 in F. This is a piece that I played many, many years ago, and I really always thought I must get to learn the rest of the suite, because there is something really beautiful about the music, and Handel's keyboard music, original keyboard music, is not very often played. I then move on to an opening piece from the Bunte Blätter, or Colored Leaves, by Robert Schumann. Very short piece that has this wonderful undulation, this very gentle inner voice, these little waves of music, this very gentle flowing nature. And then in a similar sense, the opening number, the opening title piece from Mendelssohn's Song Without Words. I know many people have this collection of Song Without Words, often beautifully decorated, beautifully bound with gold embossed red covers. And this is the opening piece, a very beautiful piece of music that I'm very fond of, and I think really has something wonderful about Mendelssohn's lyricism, this long floating line, and the gentle richness underneath. So two pieces by Handel, Schumann, and Mendelssohn. the second group of 4 pieces that are included in this evening's program, and I'm playing them in quite substantial groups. So there's really a beautiful sense of space and time for you to enjoy the music and not so much of me talking. I started off there with the Minuet by Handel, as I said, arranged by the pianist Kempff, not in any authentic style. Who knows where that came from, but there's a really beautiful sense of chords and a mid-20th century romantic view, you might say, of Handel's music. Then authentic or Allegro from the Suite Number 2 in F. The opening opening number from a set of pieces called Bunte, Blätter, or coloured leaves, or even morning newspapers, apparently. Could mean that as well. This idea of Schumann collected a number of different pieces from different sources later in his life and published them as a group. And this was the opening. I think it's a really magical little piece. Opus 99, number 1, and then I ended off with the beginning piece, at least from Mendelssohn's Song Without Words in E major. That first volume, when you open up the book, there is the piece. So many people have played that. I'm going to end off this evening's selection then with music by French composers, German composers, and Polish composers. Of course, you know who that's going to be. I'm going to start off with A Song Without Words, or Romance Without Words by Gabriel Fauré. Very beautiful little piece that I discovered recently. The very famous and celebrated Waltz in A-flat by Johannes Brahms, which I'm sure you all know. And then I'm going to end with a beautiful Chopin Nocturne, and not one of the most well-known, in fact, one of the most seldom played, very rarely played piece of music in G minor, which has a very poignant and a very mellifluous quality to it. There's something very static and held about this piece. It's almost a little bit pained. But in the middle section, it has this beautiful hymn, almost as though Chopin himself is reliving the moment of grief and a moment of pain himself, and then uses the hymn as a respite, a sort of a sense of comfort, a balm for his soul, his troubled soul, you might say, before the opening idea returns once again. It's really something very special and quite magical, the Nocturne in G minor, opus 37, but before that, music by Gabriel Fauré and Johannes Brahms. Ending off this evening selection of music then, I played Fauré, the Romance Without Words, and then a very famous Brahms Waltz. Apologies for anyone who knows that piece. I kind of reinvented a couple of things, some on purpose and some completely by themselves. That wasn't the most successful, accurate performance of that. And I ended off with the Chopin Nocturne Opus 37. That brings an end to this evening's program. I hope you've enjoyed the selection of music of gentle pulsating moods. There's a gentle calmness, but something a little bit different about the music, something quite delicate. I must be honest, I felt very nervous this evening. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe there are no fans on, there's no air conditioning, it's incredibly quiet. There's no traffic, there are no hardy-dars, there are no frogs, there are no barking dogs. It's just incredibly very quiet and very calm. So who knows, maybe I picked all that up. Thank you for joining me this evening. Please, if you are able to support me, obviously please do continue to support me financially if you are on a regular basis. I'm carrying on with these certainly throughout the festive season until lockdown is over. I'm unable and it's impossible really to organize live concerts. The few live concerts I have played in the last week last few weeks have been also quite poorly attended. Understandably so, many people are reluctant to go out. So this is my way of contributing to everyone's well-being, upliftment, entertainment, diversion, just a moment of beautiful music twice a week. And if you're enjoying it, or even if you're not enjoying it, but you think it's a good idea, if you think it's something worthwhile, and you think I'm doing the right thing, then please do continue to support me. Thank you, Barry, for the technical support this evening. I'm not even going to mention the words Lucy or Frida. They are completely fast asleep. Their music has absolutely put them to sleep. Very calm evening all around. Thank you for joining me this evening. Look forward to seeing you on Wednesday for our karaoke, as Barry's called it, evening of carols where you'll be able to sing along at home or just enjoy the music and the words as you go. And we look forward to seeing you then. Look after yourself, stay well, and keep well.